Greetings, my name is Shawn P. Turner. I was born in Colorado Springs, raised in Memphis, Tennessee. I currently reside in Knoxville, Tennessee, where I serve as a local worship pastor, musician. I like to tell people I'll play whatever pays, so kind of do a multitude of different musical activities. I, in general, consider myself to be more of a percussionist. Drums has been the love of my life as far as I can remember. Music has always been a big part of my life since the first grade, when I picked up my first drumstick and began playing in the concert band. And so since first grade and those earlier experiences playing in concert band and marching band in middle school and high school, percussion, auxiliary percussion, timpani, xylophone was always a thing. And so piano, also being a percussion instrument, came into my life a little bit later. When I was about in high school, I was, being a church kid and standing over the guys' shoulders and just just admiring rather what they were doing and how they were playing and whatever. And so I would just pick their brains and ask questions. And, when I was about 15 or so, I started playing for my first church and teaching the choir and doing whatever else was needed while still helping out at my home church, playing drums, organ, piano. I was always an auxiliary guy. And then after graduating high school, I was fortunate enough to get accepted into the program at UT, where I studied with the legendary Donald Brown. Piano was my principal instrument, but I marched in the Pride of the Southland and sang in men's chorale and concert choir throughout my duration there. Went on to leave there and go to Maryville College, where I did the teacher licensure program, taught at Vine Middle, Austin East High School, 6th through 12th grade course in musical theater, and all the while still involved in ministry and playing different various situations around town. I've been fortunate to be in after party for years. I've been fortunate to be involved with the Knoxville Opera Gospel Choir. Several buddies and I have formed different bands over the years in which I've been able to be a part of. And so here I am, 20-something years later, after having picked up that first drumstick, still at it, singing, playing, teaching, directing choirs, playing drums, and playing whatever pays.
Indeed. All right. So, do you remember what your earliest memories of music were?
Man, sitting in my grandmother's lap in the choir while she was singing, and I was watching others play piano and organ, and then being in the concert band when I was in first grade, playing bass drum. So. Okay,
and so what's a fun fact about yourself that people who know you may be surprised to know?
There's not really much fun facts, and the interesting facts I'm not willing to share on camera. So, I enjoy cooking. How about that? Okay. That's a fun fact.
Do you remember at what point you decided music was going to be a permanent part of your life?
I can't really pinpoint the time because music has always been a fixture. It's always been there. And in a lot of ways, I feel like music chose me because, if it had been up to me, I would have been a medical physician of some sort. But, early in life, I was captivated and just always around music, always in musical situations.
Early on, who would you say were some of your big influences early on?
My grandmother, she sang in the church choir. There was a lady that played the piano at my grandmother's church, Barbara Thomas. And then, again, some other cats from church, Willie Gordon and Jerry Lucas and Kenneth Donaldson. But then outside of church cats, I mean, my mom loved Aretha Franklin. Aretha everything, gospel, R&B. So I've been listening to Aretha my whole life. Sam Cooke has always been a fixture. And then as I've gotten older, I mean, Stevie Wonder and Donny Hathaway are just, you know, two big influences on my life.
So who would you say are the current influences or that you're listening to, you know, kind of regularly now?
Listening to Donny Hathaway on the regular, listening to Oscar Peterson on the regular, Stevie Wonder, Sam Cooke, definitely Aretha Franklin, lots of Ella, and I would say I've been listening to Nat King Cole the most, honestly, for the past 4 or 5 years. I've been really intentionally just looking at everything Nat.
So who would you say are some of your, like, piano influences?
Definitely Oscar Peterson. I mean, love his touch, love his swing, love his dexterity. You know, Aretha Franklin, I keep naming some of the same people because they sing and play. And that's kind of been my thing. I'm drawn to those cats that can sing and play and do both well. You know, Frank McComb is one I hadn't mentioned. That's also a great singer and pianist. Donny Hathaway, I mean, could play whatever he wants just as well as he could sing. So